Some interesting gaming news has just been released. It looks as if Microsoft is entering a deal with Zenimax, which owns Bethesda. The deal would be for approximately $7.5 billion, a massive, massive deal. And if they were to acquire Bethesda, Bethesda, of course, now owns Fallout and Doom, Wolfenstein, Dishonored, and of course the Big Daddy, The Elder Scrolls, which has been their franchise from the beginning. But yeah, this is a huge studio acquisition, and details aren't 100% clear yet. I think it's going to be a little more game-by-game basis in the future, whether or not does this mean that a future Elder Scrolls or Fallout won't come to PlayStation at all. It'll be an Xbox and PC exclusive. It's possible. I do think some larger titles, just to make more money from game sales, I think some titles will end up being a timed exclusive for Xbox and PC, and then maybe like a year later come to PlayStation or whatever. But there probably will be many titles that will be completely exclusive from Bethesda to the Xbox. And this is a massive, massive blow to Sony if that comes to pass in that way. Bethesda is not necessarily one of my personal favorite companies. I prefer the older Fallout before they were acquired by them, and the Elder Scrolls, my favorite is Morrowind, and I'm just really not into a lot of their franchises moving forward, but that's just my personal taste. As a company, this is a massive acquisition. Doom, now they are releasing Doom. They're publishing Doom from id Software, and they Fallout, the Elder Scrolls. There's so much. There are ties to Obsidian now. There's so many different titles that they could have control over at Xbox. And this is a huge deal for Xbox because one of the biggest things that held back the last generation of Xbox consoles were exclusive titles, quality exclusive titles. They had a few, but compared to PlayStation or Switch or honestly even the Wii U, they were far and few between, and that was the biggest reason why we never owned the Xbox One. I've never been a massive Xbox fan. It's never been my favorite console any generation, but I always, I owned an original Xbox. I still own it. I still own, two Xbox 360s, and that was because of exclusive games on those consoles. And Xbox One, there was just never, Amanda and I never really had an incentive to buy one, so I think this is a huge move to try and go into the next generation without that handicap, trying to really keep up with a lot of the exclusives. So that could be interesting to see how this affects things moving forward, and again, seeing how future titles and some of these massive IPs are affected as far as, will they even be on PlayStation? There are definitely a lot of companies out there, of course, that are going to be far more loyal to Sony, especially a lot of Japanese developers and Sony and Nintendo, but this is a big acquisition that could really help Xbox as the new generation of consoles comes out.